Well, it's been a minute since I've made a video about cars or anything car related. I currently don't have any fun cars. I have just a regular everyday car, and I have my Chevrolet pickup, and that's my only fun car. I sold the Dune Buggy. I definitely miss it, but it's winter, so it is what it is. I sold the Beetle. I don't really miss that. I miss working on it. I did like going in to the few shows that I went to. I only got to take it to one show. I don't regret selling it. I'm okay with my decision. I think the gentleman who bought it, I hope he enjoys it. He seemed like a nice dude. I hope he takes it to the next level, you know, and I got it to where I wanted it. I didn't want to do more stuff to that car, but so today I'm talking about boots, which I know is a definitely a departure for me. I just have realized I've got a lot of boots going on, and I've been watching boot videos, so I was like, I can make a video about boots. I know something about boots that I could share with people, maybe. I don't know. So I guess you can't see them all, but let's just start with work boots. I do have recommendations, and I want to show you a couple of boots. So this is a Red Wing. So I get boots. I get a boot voucher every year for my job. So I've bought a lot of boots. I can't read this very well, so I gotta find glasses. Hang on. So my first recommendation is for this boot right here. This is a mock toe. This is Red Wing. It is a, man, I need more light. Okay, this is a Red Wing mock toe. It is so bad I cannot read the model. Well, the model number, which is worn off completely, that doesn't really matter. This is the same boot, okay? So every year I get, when I come across a good boot, I stick with it. This one is a number 2415, stock number 2415. I wear an 11.5. This is, if you're doing work, I recommend this boot. Again, it's a wedge sole. It's waterproof. It's safety toe. Next time I go get boots, I will be getting more of these boots. Someone could repair this and put a new sole on it, but because I have a voucher through my work, that's why I'm getting new ones, and I'm not repairing those. I don't really need to repair those because I can just get new ones. This is a different one. This is a non-safety toe. This is a Red Wing, model number 405. I recommend this boot as well. It's waterproof. It's super comfortable. This is lasting, because I haven't worked in it, it's lasted way longer. So those two boots I can definitely recommend. This boot is a Red Wing. It's more of a shoe, but for like, so I look at it like summer boots versus winter boots. This is a summer boot. This has been such a comfortable boot, and it's maybe a year, 2 years old, and I only wear it during the summer. Stock number 6814. It is a safety toe. It is not waterproof, but super comfortable. So for like a summer boot, super lightweight. I highly recommend this boot for that sort of, you don't care about waterproof and you want a lightweight, comfortable boot, this one. I would get this again for a summer boot. This boot, I barely wear these. This is like a chore boot. It is safety toe. It is waterproof. This is an Irish setter, stock number 83938. 83938. So actually, the other day I was pressure washing something, and I ran a pressure washer over it on full blast. So be careful, kids, when you're using a pressure washer, because they might. Luckily, I was wearing that boot, so that's a testament to this boot. Again, very comfortable. So far, if they were uncomfortable, you know, I would say so. This, I don't normally get non-Red Wing boots, but sometimes I do, and I was at the boot shop and they recommended this. This is an Ariat, wow, that's a really long, style 1002166. I forget what this is called. It's like, it had like a name to it, I forget. Super comfortable, really lightweight. You can work all day in these. I don't really wear them to work, that's why they're probably still pretty clean. So I would give this a positive recommendation. I don't have any negative recommendations, actually. I guess I'm gonna talk about the hype behind this. So this is kind of why I'm making this video, is I've been watching videos about the Iron Ranger. I have been getting all mine either on eBay, so like slightly used. These were like brand new, and I got them for like $190, which is kind of expensive, but not for new. They're $350, which is crazy. So all the hype around these is they do get comfortable. I'm still breaking these in, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. They were stiff at first, and you just wear them every day and they get less stiff. And I saw someone say, like, if you're gonna wear them to work, maybe I don't wear those at work because they're not safety toe, but if I were to wear them at work, I would also bring these to change into, like, maybe at lunch, maybe for the first few weeks till they are broken in. But I bought these also on, actually I think Facebook Marketplace, because they're so tough that they outlast the people like who buy them. They're like, they get bored or the trend is changing and they don't want them anymore. And I'm like, I wanted to try them out, so I bought these at first, and they were super comfy, and I was like, oh, so it's true. The hype is true. They do get comfortable, and they were comfortable. So these are actually already almost comfortable, and I've had them. I think I've been wearing them for like a total of maybe a week. And it's, you know, the footbed has to break in, and then this part right here has to loosen up a little bit, but it's already pretty comfortable. So these are my boots. Those are my recommendations. I don't know if this helps anybody other than, it's like anything. It's like you get what you pay for. You know, do I wish these held up better? It depends on what you're doing with the boots. If you're like working like these have held up really well. And again, I don't know. I don't even think they need to be resold. And they're probably 2 years old, maybe even 3 years old, and they're still going strong. And I don't work super hard, but I mean, I work, you know. These, I think, yeah, if you wear them and you're digging in coal and your feet are covered up to your ankles in coal, they're gonna stain them, which they did, but you know, they're boots. That's what they're supposed to do. So I don't know. I got a mixture of like kind of fashionable boots and work boots combined. I guess they're for different things. What I find funny is I'll read things and people will so I understand that this is a fashionable boot, right? But it's a boot. And a boot is made for basically, it's just a sturdy shoe, right? I mean, it's made for work. So I think people that ask like, oh, I've got a mark on I mean, I understand they paid a lot of money for them, so there's that part of it. But the more gnarly these get, the better they look, in my opinion. They're supposed to be marked up. They're boots, you know? And I guess if you're not doing work and you're working in an office in those boots, then maybe you do worry about markings. But again, you just got to realize it's a boot, and they're supposed to get marked up. They're supposed to get scarred and have like marks and texture and stuff. So it's okay if you mess up. Like, they're still wearable, right? They're still usable. Just like, I don't have a reason to wear these boots, but I would, just because they still work. They're still there's no holes in them, and they're comfortable. So yeah, I don't know. I think I was all over the place, and I'm sure people are very confused as to why I'm making a boot video. I've been watching boot videos. I was like, I got a lot of boots. I could talk about boots. I don't know. So I bought some stuff for like boot care, and honestly, the only thing I think you really need is like you don't even need to buy the Red Wing brush. I was just at Red Wing, and they had a brush, and I didn't have a brush. This stuff is pretty good. If you're gonna do the Iron Rangers and you do want it to get looser and break in faster, I watched a few videos on this, and it's called Bic 4 leather conditioner. That stuff is probably worth buying. It's not expensive. Yeah, they'll sell you anything, but honestly, and then this stuff is like, so like these ones that are all messed up, this will make those look really good. I'm not gonna, you can watch a different YouTube video about that, but this Kiwi saddle soap, that's the other only product. I guess this stuff too. So like mink oil. So if you want to make your boot more like weatherproof and rainproof, every like 3 years you could probably just, and I use like, Costco sells these types of rags. You could just use a rag and just rub it in and then let it dry, and then it's pretty waterproof. And then you just got to make sure you get into just all of like the creases and cracks where the seams come together. That's really the only trick to it. And then, you hit the leather up, and honestly, all these boots come like pre-oiled and they're already waterproof. So these could probably use something, you know, to keep them waterproof or keep them in good condition. Probably the conditioner, and then let it dry, and then the mink oil, and then it'd be fine for like 3 or 4 years. So, and they're barely 3 years old. So everything else, I wouldn't use the saddle soap or the mink oil on, like, say, these boots. These are the copper rough and tough. These are the Iron Rangers. I forget the number. Everyone, 88. I can't read it right now. I took my glasses off. But that'll change the color. So you put mink oil on this, it'll darken it. So if you don't want them to get darker, don't mink oil them. But you can use this stuff, the Bic 4, that won't darken the boot. That'll keep the color pretty much the same. I've used it on those to help break them in, and they look, to me, the same color. But again, don't use, you don't want to use mink oil on, like, say, a light color Iron Ranger. It will change the color, like, pretty drastically. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Red Wing. I think they make good stuff. I think it holds up and it performs like it should. It's just like anything. If you take care of it, it'll last longer. And then what's cool about these are all resolable, so you can change the sole to something else. I stay with what's comfortable. Yeah, and that sole has been the most comfortable. It's like the original, you know, Red Wing sole. And then these actually have a Vibram sole, which I think for the look of the boot, I guess I like the look of the Vibram sole better. Like, I like the way that looks, but that's like not a lot of cushion. They are not nearly as comfortable as walking on that all day. So yeah, for a work boot, yeah, I would get a mock toe. They're just, you can't beat them. And then for a, you know, everything else boot, yeah, I got these. So now I have 3 pairs of Iron Rangers, and none of them I paid full price for. All in the, like, I think I paid $125 for these. So, and they're like, again, they're near new. So, and they're like brand new. So I don't know why. And I found them in my size. And I will say this about Iron Rangers is you got to size down. So I'm 11.5 normally. So like this boot is an 11.5. That's what's comfortable. In an Iron Ranger, I'm an 11. So the way it's shaped, the toes, kind of whatever. But so yeah, just go try them on, and I wouldn't be surprised if you were half a size smaller. That's what happened with me. So that's my boot video. Yeah. As far as cars go, yeah, I'm just kind of in a holding pattern. I think I'm off Volkswagens for a little while, and I've been looking at old cars and new cars, and I've just been kind of. I think actually, honestly, I'm waiting for my job to change a little bit and see if I don't know. I have a goal, and it's going to happen in this year. So in about 6 months. So maybe after that, I'll make another car video. I don't know. That's my guess. So until then, I don't know if I'm going to make any more boot videos, but I think we're up to date on boots. I felt like making something, so I made this boot video. Here we are. I said this earlier, I do miss my Dune Buggy. I haven't heard from the lady I sold it to. I'm hoping she's enjoying it. It was nice today. It's kind of cold, but today would have been a nice sunny day. It would have been a nice day to take a drive in the Dune Buggy, but, you know, it's off, hopefully living adventures on its own and with new people and getting enjoyed. And, yeah, I'm excited for the next car I get. I was looking at Camaros, old Camaros, which are really expensive, and I'm watching the car market kind of fluctuate, and I'm seeing some trends, but 1969 Camaros are like, they are solid. That is a solid investment. They are very sought after and sell pretty quick. I had found a really clean 1969 Camaro. It wasn't a Z28. It was kind of a, it was just a, it had a 350 in it. It was a 4-speed. I think that'd have been fun. It was a one-owner car, all original, and it sold for quite a bit of money. But it took like maybe a week. It had like it had been repainted once, had original interior. It was kind of like an aqua greenish color. It was like a very 60s colors, which I like. It needed an interior, and it wasn't even that bad. All original seats, carpet, and it was in decent shape. The dash was actually in good shape, and it ran and drove great. From the description, I never even got to go look at it because I just looked at it until it sold, and then I actually reached out to the seller and just asked how much it actually ended up going for, just so I could get a barometer of where the market is on those. And he hasn't responded, which is fine. He was asking $34,000, and he updated the ad at one point and said, "I will not take $25,000 for this car," which, you know, there's 69 Camaros on there that people want $60,000. So, you know, something's worth what someone's willing to pay, but the market is the market. So if you got 10 offers for $25,000 and you're at 34, you should probably come down. I'm sure he did. If I had to guess what it sold for, I guess 32,000, maybe 30. Camaros are just the body style. It's just such a classic shape and style of car that yeah, that's the stuff I'm looking at. I did see a really neat 70 Mustang Mach 1 4-speed, and it was like reasonably priced. I think it was at $22,000. It was an all original car, original paint. It ran and drove. It didn't look super rusty. It had been kept inside, but it wasn't a show car. It was like a real, just a survivor. And that seems cheap actually for that style car. Maybe Mustang Mach 1s are coming down a little bit. I don't know, because I saw quite a few fastbacks and they're like 60,000, and I'm like, that's crazy. So I do think there is a big market correction coming for some cars. I know 50s cars have come down quite a bit. That market is definitely cooling. So if you're into, I like 55, 56, 57s, and those used to be like quite a bit of money, and those are almost attainable now. They're coming down quite a bit, and I love all three of those years. So who knows? You know, I'm very interested in like a C6 Corvette, like a Grand Sport or a Z06, but you never know if the right deal for like a 55, 56, 57 Chevy came, and it was, you know, a Bel Air and a nice car. Who knows? So stay tuned. Like, I don't know when I'll make another video, but I know this was kind of a weird one about boots, but this is what I don't have a Dune Buggy, so I've been buying boots, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. See you later.